Hello dear partners, colleagues, subscribers, potential investors and our potential partners. Today we are here with you on the Black Sea coast in the Krasnodar region of Olginka village. Here we built a resort apart hotel for 90 rooms with an area of 27 to 30 square meters. In order to implement a project, we have decided to transfer the equipment to the sea coast. We installed it in the hangar where boats and water equipment will be stored. But before that, we placed the equipment here and set up mobile production here as well. By the way, these are advantages of our equipment. Most of the machineries are heavy and cannot be transported. Equipment settings can be disrupted during the transportation process. So you need to configure the equipment again, what requires a power supply of 380 volts. Our mobile equipment weighs only 700 kilograms. This equipment doesn't have analogs in the world and it works from 220 volts of power supply. It is very convenient for transportation. It can be placed in one small minibus. Then we bring only raw materials. As we have transported here only 65 tons of metal by 3 trucks, this solution allowed us to save a lot of money on logistic costs. If we were transporting the carcass, then we would transport the oxygen and galvanized volume mass. As a result, the total amount of losses could be about 300,000 rubles only for logistics. To Novorossiysk and Upper Minsk, Belarus. Also, we transported it to Moscow region and to the site of Bataysk, when it was necessary to make an oversized overlap hangar of 15-meter farm. So these solutions have place to be in our practice. So when implementing a project or a large building complex, there is no problem to organize mobile production right on the site. All these rooms have a direct panorama to the open sea. You can see yourself from the quadrocopter shooting that we have the first line of the sea. There cannot be better options. The profile has delivered on the object. The assembly is in progress. Further, we'll see how it will be collected on the maps and the first rooms that I already have exhibited. Also, we will tell you a little bit about architectural planning. This is the first unique project in Russia which is built so close on the Black Sea coast. And at the same time, pay attention to our green profile. This is a super protective surface coating, zinc steel with a polymer coating with zinc of 275 grams, to be precise, all the same. But there is still additional polymer protection on top. Why do we need it? It is needed for increasing the resistance to corrosion of metal. We already see the prepared maps. It is on 2 panels, to be precise, on window and door apertures. We collect them here on the site, then raise them manually to the second level. Now we can see the first floor of the apart hotel. There will be another floor on the top and the whole area will be 120 meters long. This apart hotel is built according to the principle of a gallery building. It will have one continuous corridor and exits to each separate room. Each room has a kitchen, a bed and a bathroom. Now you see that on the right side we make a revetment wall for the rock. Between the revetment wall and the building there will be the corridor itself, on which the clients will walk to the rooms. We pour the revetment wall and construct in parallel. Please pay your attention to the fact that chosen construction technology is non-traditional. We built a hotel due to the LSTK principle, plus foam concrete with a density of 300. Due to the air humidity and sea climate, we completely left the basalt and mineral heaters so that there would be no shrinkage, but it doesn't much like the humid climate too. Now I'll show you in brief how the rooms will look like. It is in Carcass right now. It will be difficult to visualize completely, but you will already understand the principle. Of course, watch our channel, dear subscribers, and you will see how people will rest here. Or maybe you'll rest here too. Personally, I will. Let's go to the sample room. A place on the top is a gallery, a corridor of the second floor. Our hotel is slightly offset. You can go, let's say, in the sample room. There is plates that are not welded yet. As the main goal is to build faster, the complex is already in Carcass of 1,500 square meters and it is completed totally. Now we just need to erect it. We have spent exactly 18 days on the production of this complex in 1,500 squares. that kind of view from the window will be for our wonderful future owners of these rooms. A direct view on the sea, which no one will ever steal from you. A guarantee that someone will build something before you is zero.
If one room is not enough for you, then 2 rooms can be combined. Actually, here you see the doorway. We will also sew and close it during the construction process. But if the customers buy rooms and will combine them, you don't need to invent anything. We just open this plate and make it wider and then make a passage here. This gives an apartment of about 50 squares. I draw your attention that this will be the apartments for sale. So that's not just an apart hotel, it will be an apart hotel in which one can buy a room and then you can rent it out and sometimes come with your family to have a rest. This is an idea that we have. Therefore, perhaps you yourself will soon become an owner of these wonderful...
We see the carcass fully installed on the plate. We have already begun to sew up the facade with a cement-bonded board. It will also be a non-removable formwork when pouring aerated concrete, that's foam concrete, of a light density of 300 kilograms per square meter. Well, now we see that the facade is completely sewn up. There are only small things left. Within 2 or 3 days we will finish installation of the facade part. Actually, it took us 1 month. But therefore people worked. It was easy works. I want you to say that these were built without the use of heavy lifting equipment. 6 people manually delivered 1,500 square meters of lightweight supporting construction for 1 month, which meets all criteria of functional, modern, energy-saving buildings. In practice, we built such buildings several times. They are very warm and energy-saving. In the hot season, it's very cool there without the use of additional equipment, well, I mean ventilation. While in a cold season, it is very warm here, again, without unnecessary heating. I mean to say that these buildings allow to save expenses of utility bills in 2-3 times. But I want to repeat it, that all the connections of the profile that we carry out are carried out on a steel rivet. This is the connection that withstands most of the dynamic loads. This influences very strong and well on the assembly stage of the construction, on the self-cutting screws that have the property of being unscrewed while unqualified personnel will reach them to the construction site. Or there can be used a construction with a connection of 1 and 4 perimeter of the screws, which significantly increases the cost of the assembly process. Very often they switch to 1 anchor with a view to economy, but this is not right. If there is a connection with a number of grooves, then they all need to be scrolled. Or we can use a steel rivet. We have been manufacturing light steel structures for more than 10 years. We have been worked on all kinds of equipment, and we have chosen now the best equipment from a technical point of view. Particularly in the section of the profile itself, the profile has additional ribs of high rigidity and a side shelf. We produce profiles with a section of 90, 89 millimeters and 140 millimeters. This is what concerns the technology of production. In this case also, we applied a profile with additional polymer protection. So it is the same profile. Steel with zinc coating of 275 grams per square meter plus additional 2-sided polymer protection. Here, green is the style of our company. At the same time, it was a special order which was individually placed at the Lipetsk plant. The steel was produced specially for us and we delivered it.
For customers' information. Now, I want to address investors, potential developers who can consider this technology. This technology has very interesting figures. In this case, we have applied LSTC technology not only because the C is on the first line. Firstly, it is A, fast, B, cheaper than traditional technologies, and C, we have greatly reduced the load on the concrete slab on which we are now, precisely due to our carcass. The total weight of the hotel in 1,500 square is about 65 tons of metal. In comparison with concrete, this is over numbers at all. Moreover, we will not be afraid of moisture. Our materials are selected in such a way that they do not mold, they do not rot. In other words, this hotel will serve you 60, 80, 90 years. Efficiency. economic indicators of the project. As for the investor, if you have a desire to build a kind of hotel complex on the seashore, you can write personal messages to us. Be sure that we are ready to carry out calculations for you. I'm sure the number will be very interesting to you.
Application.
I always said that when you watch our videos, our technology is such that when you monitor it, many different ideas can appear in your head. I can build that and this. I suggest you to do the following. Just write your wishes, write your thoughts to us on personal mail. Then we will certainly do so that our most complex fantasies and dreams of construction could be realized.
To architects and designers. Also, I want to talk to the architects and designers. Guys, if you have interesting projects, we are looking for many talented architects around the country with whom we can implement joint projects. Also, I would say that we have a program. We will gladly give agency fees if you lay our designs in your project. And that can even be a daring project. It can be uneven geometric facades, exploited roofs, or big panoramas. It can be the architecture that is more difficult to build from traditional materials. A little bit later you can see a range of objects on the channel that are showrooms for large developers with an unusual architecture and geometry. By the way, this hotel will have a flat roof in operation on its entire area for sunbathing on the roof. So the clients of this hotel will definitely go down to swim in the sea. They will take a suntan on the roof, take sunbaths, shower and go down to the rooms. They will go to the sea when they will want to ride on their yacht or on some catamaran.
And for partners,
I also always say that we are glad to cooperate. We are looking for partners who are ready to become our partners in our cities. Now we are interested in Omsk, Novosibirsk, Crimea, Samara, the city of Samara and St. Petersburg. We are ready to open representative offices in a joint partnership, joint investments for large-scale business development of LSTC. LSTC business is a feature in the construction sphere. You will remember my words when this channel will reach million subscribers. I have always said that I will say it again, that LSTC technology is a unique product in the Russian market, a technology that carries out the great prospects with it. Follow this technology and see on which interesting projects you're ready to go with you.